Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to go through writing a book review very quickly. So when I say book review, I'm also including other topics like movie reviews, restaurants, or theater performance reviews. The main purpose of a book review is to recommend a book to someone else or to deter them from reading that book, depending on how you felt when you were reading it. The most important thing to consider when writing a book review is not to give away the whole story in the review. You are simply indicating your opinion of the book. So, a few steps on how to write a book review. Firstly, it must have an introduction. Now, this is going to give basic information such as the title, the author, and a brief introduction to the main idea covered in the book. So you're going to use a little bit of persuasive writing, or persuasion rather, and some comments on how you enjoyed the book. Let's just say you enjoyed it hypothetically. You will tell them how you enjoyed it. You will show how well you understood the book in that part. So for the body, that's the next part, the body. For the body of the review, you will spend little time explaining what the book was about. Remember, we don't want to spoil the book for the other readers. But you will use descriptive words to explain the story in terms of the main characters, their traits or physical characteristics or relationships. So in this part of the book review, you can give your opinion of the book, whether it works well, what kind of book it is. You can weigh up your own opinion, and you can also discuss whether the author achieved his or her purpose in this text. You can also speak about the writing techniques of the author and other external things like how you felt emotionally. Was it a dull book? Was it a moving book? Was it an influential book, an inspiring book? These are the things you can include in your book review. It does not have to give away the story, but it can indicate whether the book is enjoyable or not. And then in your conclusion, you will give an overall impression of the book. How did you feel about this book? What did it make you think about when you read it? And most importantly, what would a reader want to know about this book? You can keep them in a little bit of suspense. You can throw in something that may be really interesting, like would we find out? So in terms of the structure of a book review, I'm going to go through that now. So you will indicate, let's just go through it in the form of a checklist. You will title it My Book Review. You will then put name of reviewer, that will be your name and details there. The date, the title of the book, the name of the author, and the genre. And then you will plan your review. So you're not just going to do the final form. Just like how essays need planning, transactional writing needs planning, so does your reviews. And your review forms part of transactional writing, actually. So you need to plan your book review. Who's the main character in story? This is now in the form of brainstorming. So don't just write everything that's in this stage down. So who's the main character in the story? Maybe a few traits about the character and an explanation of how he or she is. With whom does your main character have a main relationship with? And that now kind of creates a link amongst the characters that gives the reader of your review a little bit of insight, but does not actually give away the story. And then you can even use a timeline of events in your planning. So that indicates, okay, this is the chronological order in which things have occurred in the story. So after using the information that's gathered above, your final copy of the review, you will create a suitable title for your review. And then you will go on to your introduction, which I've explained earlier, what you need to have in your introduction. Then leave a line to form your second paragraph where you will explain what you found most enjoyable or not enjoyable, if it's applicable, and you can comment on the storyline or the writing technique of the author. And on average, you're looking at 3 to 5 sentences per paragraph. So then you leave a line to form your third paragraph, and that's where you develop ideas from the previous paragraph, discussing character developments or interlinked relationships amongst the characters. And then the fourth paragraph is now your final paragraph, and that one is where you comment on your feelings or response to the book overall. And it's very important in terms of your closing sentence, because that is what makes the potential reader want to either read the book or not. So it is very important how you conclude your book review. Make sure you end it with something that is catchy.